Have you ever sat in a room full of people and felt like you don't belong to any of the conversations happening around you? Everyone is talking, everyone seems comfortable, and you are sitting right there with them, but somehow you feel like an outsider. And the strange thing is, no one around you notices that anything is wrong. Hello everyone, my name is Aniruddha Telang. I am a second year MBBS student. And this series is about a phase of my life where everything on the surface looked completely normal, but internally something subtle had started shifting. One of the most confusing experiences of that phase is this: I was almost never alone, but I still felt isolated. My days were full of activity, classes, people around me, conversations happening constantly, sports, extracurricular activities. So, from the outside, nothing looked unusual. If someone had looked at my life from outside, they would probably think everything looks fine. And honestly, I also tried to believe the same thing. But somewhere inside, there was a quiet gap between me and everything happening around me. Almost like everyone else was inside the moment, but I was just slightly outside it. It was not that I did not used to talk to people. I did. I used to respond, I used to listen. Sometimes I even laughed in conversations. But internally, it felt different, almost like watching life through a thin layer of glass in between. You can see everything clearly, but you don't quite feel connected to it. For example, someone next to you is telling a story. People around you are reacting. Someone is laughing, someone is interrupting, and you are sitting right there with them. But internally, you feel strangely quiet, almost like your mind is somewhere slightly behind the moment. You are present in the situation, but you are not completely inside it. And the more normal everything looked outside, the harder it was becoming to understand what was going inside. At first, I thought it was just temporary. Maybe I was tired, maybe I was overthinking, because there was no clear reason for it. Nothing dramatic had happened, right? So I kept doing what most people do when they don't understand something internally. I would go through the entire day normally: classes, study, talking to people when necessary. And at the end of the day, I would ask myself a very simple question: why do I feel slightly disconnected from everything? And more importantly, is this feeling coming from something outside me or something inside me? But the next morning, the routine would begin again. The question would quietly disappear. And slowly, the feeling itself started to become the part of the routine. And I ignored it. I kept moving through my routine, hoping this feeling would disappear on its own. But the strange thing about some feelings is that they don't just disappear because you ignore it. They quietly stay in the background. And slowly, what once felt like a temporary mood starts becoming a regular part of your inner life. That quiet sense of isolation began appearing more often, even on ordinary days. Days where nothing was visibly wrong, but something inside still felt heavy. At that time, I could not explain what was happening to me. But looking back now, that feeling was not random. It was an early signal, a sign that was showing me that something deeper inside me was slowly starting to shift. At that time, I did not understand it. I thought it is just a strange phase. But that phase did not end there, because soon something much more intense would follow. And that is where the next part of the story begins.